Hey my beautiful angels, welcome back to another video. My name is Angie and today we are not doing a makeup video. This is a hair dyeing video. I will be dyeing these extensions. These are pre-bonded hair extensions. I have two bundles of 20 inches and then this bundle is 22 inches. These are the longest ones, and to make it easier for me to dye, I did separate them into two. And those hair ties are going to help me not take the hair dye so far down. So from the hair ties up, it's going to be the roots. Since I have dark roots, I want to add roots to the hair extensions. These hair extensions are 100% Remy hair. And this hydro color is going to be the hair dye that I'm using. It's a dark brown color, like an ebony color. And then I will show you what I ordered from Arctic Fox, the colors that I got to dye the rest of the hair. So first, I have my gloves on and I will be dyeing the roots first. I need to add some roots so it goes with my hair. So I am going to use the hydro color. Here I believe I only squeezed out half of the tube, but I ended up using the entire tube for the 3 bundles. Like I said, I have 2 bundles of 20 inches and then 1 bundle of 22 inches. So I just squeezed out half of it. I didn't mix it with anything because if you mix this color with this pigment with developer, it bleaches the hair underneath, and I'm not trying to bleach the hair anymore. It's already platinum blonde. So I'm just using the pigment by itself because I want to deposit this color into the hair. Just letting you guys know, I am not a professional. I have no license of any sort nor certificate. I have just been doing my hair for years now. I don't let anybody touch my hair, so I've learned a few tricks here and there. So this is just the way that I do it. I recommend you always do some research if you ever plan to do it by yourself. I always do research on the type of hair dye that I buy. So here I'm just making sure that I saturate the hair completely. You don't want to miss any spots. So as you can see here, I turn my brush around and I separate the hair because it might look like it is saturated completely, but if you separate, you'll see that the color is not really seeping through. And you don't want to have any patches. So I separate the hair completely and I keep doing it, and I'll go back and recheck it because you don't want to miss any spots or you'll get some patchiness and it's not going to look even. So I'm just going back and forth and making sure that everything is nice and covered up with the dye. So for these clips, I am just going to show you me dyeing half of the 22-inch bundles. Like I said earlier, I did separate them into 2 just to make it easier, just so it's not a lot of hair, and I can make sure that everything is nice and dyed and everything's going to be even. So as you can see there, I'm still separating. I want to make sure that everything has dye on it and everything comes out looking even. So this pigment, I believe I left it on for a total of 25 minutes. I didn't leave it on for that long. So I just keep going ahead and flipping the hair around, separating it, checking it. You guys have to be very, very careful with checking your hair because, like I said earlier, you could think that it is completely saturated, but in reality it's not. So keep checking, double check, triple check, make sure that everything is completely soaked in with the dye that you are using. So here I'm doing the last final check and it looks like everything is nice and good. As you can see, I did pass the rubber band a little bit, but that's okay because it's going to help us blend everything in. So I'm just going to go ahead and do all the other ones off camera. Like I said, I left it off for 25 minutes and then I rinsed it off with cold water. I let them air dry. This is just me showing you guys. As you can see, it's not a completely straight line. that's okay because that's going to help us do it. And it didn't come out as dark as I would want it to. I guess because I didn't leave it long enough, but that's okay. We're going to put another color on top of it, and that's going to help me darken it up. So here I'm opening up the order that I got from Arctic Fox. I bought this with my own money, and I'm going to show you the colors that I got. So first, when I opened my box, I found this little card in it. It's just letting everybody know that Sally Beauty now carries Arctic Fox, and I believe Hot Topic does as well. I got 3 bottles of the Phantom Green, 2 bottles of Aquamarine, and 1 bottle of Neverland for a total of 6 bottles. So I will be mixing Phantom Green and Aquamarine. This is going to be my darkest shade. I mixed, I believe, I used half the bottle of Phantom Green and 1/4 of the bottle of Aquamarine. And then for my lightest shade, I used Neverland just by itself, and then I'm going to show you a 3rd shade that I made, and this is just a shade that I made to help me blend my darkest shade to the mint green one that I will be applying to the tips. So here I am just added Phantom Green, and now I'm mixing in Aquamarine. You guys, these hair dyes smell amazing. They smell like candy, like bubblegum, and they kind of smelled like bolis to me. If you guys know what bolis are, like the popsicles. Not popsicles. What are they? I guess they're popsicles. That's what they smelled like to me. But yeah, I am just going back and forth with Phantom Green and then adding Aquamarine until I get the shade that I want. And I always double check the shade on a white napkin, just because it might look like the shade that you want in the bowl, but sometimes it doesn't. So I always check it in a white napkin. And here I'm just mixing the lightest shade, which is going to be just Neverland by itself. So Neverland, in total, I believed I used half the bottle. So in this bowl, I added 1/4 of it, and in this other bowl, I'm using another 1/4 of the bottle of hair dye. And this is going to be my middle shade. So I am adding Neverland, and then I'm adding a little bit of the darkest shade that I created, mixing it, and this is going to be my middle color. So I'm going to show you what it's going to look like right here on the napkin, starting off with the dark shade and then going in with the middle one to the very light one. That is what you want. You want a gradient color, and I created the middle one just to help me blend in the darkest to the lightest, so I could get that very nice gradient effect. So here I am with the 22-inch bundle. I separated into 3 this time, just because I want this color to really seep into the hair. So I'm starting off with Neverland, just because I want this color to be on there the longest, in case I go in with the middle shade and I take it down too far. The lightest one would already be seeping into the hair, so it wouldn't matter if I go in with the middle one. So I went up a little bit higher than I would want, but that's okay. That's just for me to help myself blend in all the colors. So like always, like I did with the roots, always make sure you flip the hair over and double check that every hair strand is coated with the color that you are using. So now I'm moving on with the medium color, and I'm using my brush sideways just to help me blend in all the colors, just to make sure that everything is blending in nicely. So just a reminder, you guys can't be cheap with this hair dye. Make sure you are coating the hair well enough. Get some extra dye if you use one bottle, I always use maybe like 1.5. I use more dye than I guess normally would do. I buy more hair dye just because I don't want to be like halfway or dye or wash my hair out and then have it be all patchy. That is what I don't want. So I mix more color than I normally would. I did have some leftovers after this, but I kept it just in case. After I washed it in a dry, I checked the hair to make sure that everything was nice and coated and I didn't have any patchiness. So right here I am just using the very darkest shade that I mix, and as you can see I am taking the color all the way up to the roots, and this is just going to make the roots darker just because that is what I do with my own hair. When I am dyeing it, I go up all the way to the very roots. My next video that's going to be coming out, it is me showing you how I dye my hair to match these extensions. So I show you that I do go all the way to the roots. So I use the comb just to comb through the hair, and this is just going to help me drag down the colors so that they blend into each other very nicely. And then I separated the hair again, checking to make sure that everything is nice and coated, and then I wrapped it with aluminum foil, and I believe I let it process for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and then I rinsed it out with cold water. So just make sure if you're doing this, double, triple check that everything is nice and coated. And then I did the rest of the bundles off camera. So yeah, I went ahead and finished the rest of the bundles and then left it on for about an hour and a half, washed them with cold water, and this is the end result. They are still wet. I let them air dry. And then the next video I will be showing you how I dye my own hair to match the hair extensions. So watch out for that. Don't forget to comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.